I'm making a blanket. It's basically just a granny square, but really big, but I add an extra side, so it's a pentagon, which can't really see, but it's fine. I started on it a bit ago because I made it for a market, but then I stopped, but it wasn't that big, so it was just like a couch throw. But then I found another skein of the yarn that I used, so I want to do that. And then I have more yarn, so it's not going to be the same colors exactly, but the theme will work, which is what I'm trying to do, so I can make like an actual blanket, because people are more likely to buy it. And yeah, so it's just a regular granny square, clusters of double crochets into each one, and I'm using a 6.5 millimeter hook. Probably can't see because there's really bad lighting, but it's nighttime and the light is being blocked by my sheet. So yeah, crochet a blanket with me. And I forgot to mention, first video, well, second video technically, but first like actual video, and I'm filming on my phone, so it's gonna be really bad quality, and you probably won't be able to see a whole lot of crocheting, but I'll try to like show it better. Most of it will be in a time lapse though. I might stop and say something, but probably not. See how it goes. I'm watching market prep videos to try to stress myself into doing something, which may or may not work. It's giving me the motivation to take apart a blanket and then rewind up all of the yarn, which was a whole lot of work and probably wasn't worth it, but I'm gonna make it worth it. And these market prep videos help me keep the motivation, because even though I'm not even signed up for any markets right now, but if I were, or whenever I do, that means I'll just have more stuff built up. And at some point, I might do a market prep video. I just think they're really cool. Or I might just show what I have done so far. And maybe like a quick go through of like the oldest things I've made. I have a lot of ideas, but filming is kind of awkward, so I may or may not do this. I keep forgetting to breathe, which is really weird. Okay, cue the time lapse. So this is the yarn that I'm using. We got it from Ollie's because they were really cheap, and we got like a whole bunch of them. So there's this one, and then there's another one that I really just found, and it's like the same. So it's like the same, but part of this has already been used up. So now I just have two. So I'm just gonna use both of them and make the color sections extra big. So it's just gonna be, I think, a really big blanket. But the thing with the granny square stuff is like the further you go, the wider it gets, so then the more yarn is needed to do a smaller, like only one round. So we'll see. It's gonna be big enough to be like an actual blanket though, which is really all that I'm looking for. So I have this much left, and once it switches colors, I'm gonna cut this off and then attach the other one. so that I can just use it, which is annoying because I don't like tying things, but I don't really have a choice. And since I crochet with my right hand, do I crochet with my right hand? I crochet with my left hand, actually. No, I don't. I crochet with my right hand. I hold my yarn with my left hand, but the yarn is over here, but I need it over here, so I like draped it around. Anyways, I'm on the edge. I think I've done like 2 other edges so far. And the good thing with blankets is that while you're crocheting them, you could just have a blanket. But one of the things that confused me when I first started making granny squares is how like the edges were supposed to work. Because if you just do it how you do these ones, like doing like 1 cluster in each like section, then it'll start curling up. So I was really confused about that and I had to watch a lot of videos. But you do the regular like 3 and then you chain 2, which when I'm like trying to think about it, then I can't remember if it's 2 or 3, but I'm like 99.9% sure that it's 2 chains. And then in the same like section, you do another 3. So then you end up with like a little loop here, which ends up as your corner. So, pretty easy. But I'm also really bad at teaching people. So even if it was easy, I'd probably make it sound more complicated than it actually is. I think last time I tried to explain it to someone, that's when I couldn't remember if it was 2 chains or 3 chains. So then I had to do it, and that just didn't look like I knew what I was talking about. But it works. It's really pretty. I'm not even done with like 1 round yet. I still have this one and then a little bit of this one because this is the start of the row. So I'll probably end up with like 1 or maybe 2 extra rows of this. I don't really know. 1 or 2 works. I'm really just trying to get rid of this yarn and making the blanket bigger. But it already works fine as like a lap blanket kind of thing. So even if it's not super big, it'll be fine. And it's not like all of my crochet blankets have been really big either. And this is one of the first ones that this is the first one I've made to sell. I've made 2 other ones. Like my first project was a blanket. I used double crochet for that. But it's really thin and it's fallen apart over the years. It's been, I think I finished that in like 2020 because I think quarantine is when I forced myself to learn. And then I made another one that's kind of like this one. It goes in a round, but I just used half double, so it's not a granny square, but it's like the same, like going around and around. And then there's like granny square blankets, and I'm making another one that I started last year at some point, but I didn't finish. But I got like the care and pound ones, but like the really thick ones. So it took a while. So I'm hoping that I'll get that done eventually. I might sell that one. I have no clue. But I do know I want to sell this one because after how much work I've put into it, I don't even want to see it anymore. But also, people don't like buying like expensive stuff. But this has taken me basically forever. So my arm's really hurting and like my finger's hurting, which is kind of weird. So I might give up and start again tomorrow. I haven't decided yet. I'll figure it out. But it's 9:03 p.m. right now. February 13th, 2025. So it's late and I kind of want to go to bed, but I'm also not super tired so far. So I might crochet for like a little bit longer. Oh, I haven't done my Duolingo lesson. Duolingo's gonna go. Oh wait, I think there was something that like the Duolingo mascot died. But apparently he's not dead anymore. So I don't even know what's happening with that anymore. But if I don't do my Duolingo... Oops. Those are my ferrets. They just woke up, so they're having heart attacks, basically. No, they're just being dramatic and like itching after sleeping for like 7 hours. So yeah, I gotta do my Duolingo. I want to finish the video I'm watching. Refined Vibes is the YouTuber, and it's one of her market prep videos. I have about 6 minutes left of it, and she's about to spray paint something. I think shelves for black to pink, in case anyone knows that video. So I did that. I might finish this, but I also have like all my nighttime stuff to do. But I also don't have school tomorrow because of all the snow. But I don't have to take everyone to school. I'll have to drop people off at the bus and then drop my sibling off at school because his car's broken. So I'll have plenty of time tomorrow. I'll figure it out. So, color switch. I only have this much left for the end of the row. So, I'm going to put these, and I'm going to, I don't even remember where the color switch, there it is. Don't mind my allergies. I'm allergic to everything, basically. Okay, so I just cut it, which you can't really see, but I cut it, and with these ones, they have like a little like knot in it, like connecting the color changes, so I just like slide that off, or cut it off depending on how it is. And then I find the end to the other skein that I need. And there's a lot of different ways that people say that you can attach yarn, but I just do the kind of slip knot kind of thing. It's like the one where you put the ends together, you loop it, and you push it through, and then you pull out the ends, which, I mean, it's not very pretty, and it kind of does leave a long end, and it can come undone if you cut the ends too short, but I just like pull at it, which you gotta be careful, because thick yarn, or it's like thick, but like with it, it's like, it's thick, it's thicker than regular yarn, but it breaks way easier. So you have to like, so I like carefully pull at it. And then if it's like the ends are really long, like these, I'll cut them shorter, but not too short. Like I took off that much, really barely anything. So it's just a little shorter, and so it's a little less noticeable. So I think I'm gonna finish this row. I'm gonna go to bed. This is where I like started it again, so I'm gonna try to remember to pull crochet over it so it's not super visible. So I am slip stitching, pulling it so that it's not a big gap, and then doing that. And I always do like the regular chain 2 or 3. I don't remember. I did 2 for the last round, so I'll probably just stick with that. The colors look a little different. You can't really see on camera, but in person looks a bit different, but that's also because this yarn has like gone places because I've taken it to a market before, where this one has like, the one I've been using like just now has stayed at home, so it's like soft still. But can't really, you really can't notice it on camera, but I also wash everything before I take it to markets, so that'll probably fix it. I'm done. The video I was watching ended 3-ish minutes ago, which means it's time for me to go to it. Yeah, that's about it. Bye bye.